Uh, Assalamu alaikum. In today's tutorial, we're going to work on table views in JavaFX, and we will do it both using pure Java code in JavaFX, and we'll do the same examples using also Scene Builder. We have seen lists before. However, lists, guys, yani we get the toString actually of the object. Yani here the employee, we get the toString. We did add and update, delete, something like this. Okay. And today we will do this, but using data from tables. Tables is more professional when you use objects like employee, department, anything like this. We'll see 2-3 examples today. By the end of this first part, we'll see something similar to this. We will see the same data stored from our tables, but now using a table. Okay, this is a table view. In JavaFX, you can even sort, drag, whatever. So instead of showing the data in list view, we'll show it in table. There are many advantages when you use tables. And we will learn how to link those columns to the data in our files. Data could be from database, could be from files, could be from the internet, from JSON files, from servers, from anywhere. As you know, in our course here, we are using our data manager to store and retrieve the data. Okay? Before we start, look at this table. We will work with the employee. The employee, ya shabab, has an ID, name, and salary. That's it. ID is integer, name is a string, salary is double. So before you start now, you need to know that you need to create 3 columns in the table. The first column type will be integer, and the name of the column will be ID. And the column will be linked to the ID field of the employees. The second column will be name. The type is string. The column must be linked to the name attribute of the employee objects restored from the file. The third one is double, and it will be linked to the salary data. Good. So let's create a new main class. We will call it dept emp table. So in this one, dept employee table, I now need to remind you that I'm going to use the employee object or class. Remember, the names are very important here. You must use the names of the attributes exactly the same way they are written. They all must have also set and get using standard naming conventions. So I'll go back to my dept employee table view. Where did I create it? Yeah, Shabab, did I create it in the wrong place? What did I call it? Employee dept table. Where is the file? I created one. Okay. Application. Did I create it in the default? Yes, here I did in the default. So I'll just move it to the application. Okay. Dept employee class. Right. Yalla. First thing, I need to create a table view. I'll call it emps table. This is a emps table, new table view. But later we will need to link our table to tell our table that you will be using the employee. And remember to get this from FX, not from Swing. So this is our table view. Next, we need to create a column for each attribute in our department. Good. We need to create a column for the ID, a column for the name, a column for the salary. To make a long story short, Okay, we can see some data here. This is how to make the first column, and we will do copy paste for the remaining columns. Look at this now. Table column, what? Employee, because our table is linked to the employee object. What is the type of data in the column? Integer. I use the integer object, not the integer primitive data type. This is the name of the column object. Then I create a new table column. This title will be shown on top of the column. This is a title, a text. You can write anything here. You can write employee ID or ID, it's up to you. But in the next line, you must use the same field name in the object or in the class. So now you are creating a column. It will be integer, belongs to the employee object. This is the title of the column in the table. Next one, you are telling that the ID column set cell factory. This is standard, yani. A new property, property. Okay, new property value factory. And this is very important. It must be exactly the same name as in the employee, the ID field. If you change it or use your own naming, things will not work. So this is the first one. The second column is going to be for the what? For the name. So tell me what to do now. What is the type of data in the name? String. What do you want to call the column? Name column. And here you just can type name. This is a title, text. Name. Then the column here, you are telling the name column will be linked to which field, which attribute in the employee class to name. Third column. Third column will be double. See, I'm using the double object. I will call it salary column. And here I will be using title salary. Okay, exactly, Abdu. This is going to be linked to the data from the object because we're going to work now with objects and observable lists. So here, salary. Now, review the code. First column, integer, employee ID, ID field. Second column, string, title is name to the name field. Third column is double, link to the salary, and perfect. Now you need to add the columns to the table. Yani now you need to tell the table you will be using these three columns. Let us do this. Table, view, imps table, but get columns, for example. And you know what to do now. Add which column? First one, ID column. There are so many add overloaded methods. And I will add the three columns in the same order. Second one will be the name column. Third one will be the same column. So now I created a table, view, created three columns, linked them to our data, added the columns to the table. Next, we need the data. Where are we going to get the data from? From our data manager. You know the data manager, ya shabab. I will make this quick. Data manager DM equals new data manager. Okay, right. Now I want all the employees. Remember, the data manager returns an array list of employee. Okay, I will go to data manager. Here, I have a method called gets employee lists. It will return the list of all employees, okay, in an array list of employee. Array list now is not what we need. When you work with tables, definitely gonna need to work with observable lists. Observable list is an FX way of working with things that can have observable properties. I have before told you what is observable and how you can add listeners to any observable thing. So now, this is our array list. Where is it? Here, read departments, get array list. We will see the method here. Get, let's see here, get emps list. So the method will return an array list of employees. I need just simple thing and standard syntax. I need to convert the array list to observable list. I don't have to do anything else. So I'll go back to my code here, dept. Okay, I need to import the data manager first. Now I will create observable list. This is going to be of what? The observable list is going to be of employee object. Add. Okay, I'll call it emps. In JavaFX, usually we use OL to tell you that this is observable list. Equals. Equals what? I will use FX collections. Standard way, FX collections. Dot. Look at to observable array list. Look at something here. You will find to observable list. Okay. You can use the to here. Sorry. To or observable array list. It will convert anything to observable array list. Any array list or array. So where is that? DM get emps list. طبعا I just need to import the observable from FX collection. Add cast to. Okay. What is wrong in the code? FX collections. I believe my code needs a bit of syntax things. Employee observable array list. I don't see any problem here in the code. Let me see. Do you see anything, ya shabab? One extra, or maybe no extra here. Okay. Let us see here. Let us do the types here. Let me get the observable list. Actually, the observable list was not known to the code. خلاص now. Now, I have an observable employee, observable list of employees. As you know, the data manager maybe will return an array or a list or an array list. This function in FX collections, it will convert them to observables. بس خلاص. Now all your data is ready, by the way. Now the next step is what? To tell the table, this is your data. So I'll go to emps table, emps view, emps table, dot set items, and I'll give it the observable list. So when you work with table, just set the items to observable list. We are done now. We created table view, then one column for each attribute in our object. We added the columns to the table view. Then we got our data from our repository. We converted them to observable array list, and we set all the items to the table. Next step, ya shabab, I just need to create a scene and stage and run this. I'll copy this code from any class here. Okay, I'll copy this border pane from any class. And okay, I will put the table set center on the center of the panel. I will put the table. I only have the table in this example. Set center. What else I have here? I don't see anything else. So your data will be received from the data manager. Yes, here, data manager. We get the data from data manager. The data manager returns an array list of employees. Here we will cast them to observable array list. Then we set the observable array list to the table and put the table in a panel, and hopefully things work quickly here. Run. Perfect. This is our table. These are our employees. You see that all the data is linked to the table. Does that make sense, ya shabab? You can enlarge it, make it wider, smaller, but this is not a core functionality of what we're looking for. Now we know how to link our data to the table view. One more time, create table view, one column for each attribute. Name must match 1,000,000%. Add the table to the columns to the table. Get your data. Make sure you cast them to observable array list. Set them to the items of the table. And then you need to put your table somewhere. Any question? If no questions, we can add some new functionality now. If you want to only show data from one department. So I will use combo box to get all the departments. Okay, I'll use combo box to show all the departments. I will put the combo box, for example, on the top. But remember, before you start, you must get all the departments. And now we are getting all the employees here. So you know what I'm going to do right now, صح? I need to get all the department names. We will use the code, for example, and then we change the data in the table when the combo box item is changed. Let me make a combo box here. Later, we'll arrange the code into functions. Combo box depths combo equals new combo box. The department names are going to be of strings, right? Department codes, sorry, right? The department codes are going to be of strings. Okay. We created the combo box now. How to fill the combo box now? Tell me. I need to get the department codes to fill the combo box with department codes. I can go to my data manager again here. I know we don't have a method to get the department codes. Add it as a programmer from now on. If you want only the department codes in a list, just add it. Okay. So here I can get all the department codes only. Does that make sense, ya shabab? Okay. See, public array list of string get department. Okay, department codes. Good. You just add them. This is much better than doing this in your app. Do it in your data layers. Those things, the app should be very simple. Just call methods directly. So now I will create an array list of string. Okay, depth. Yes, Plumbing, leave it to the data layers. Depth codes equals new array list of string. Does that make sense? Now, what I'm going to do, very simple thing. I'm going to get for department D in this dot get departments, get department list, right? So what I'm going to do, depth codes dot add d.getCode. So now I have only an array list of department codes. Does that make sense? Return dept codes. Okay, see now, this is hidden now from your main app. The good thing, you can use this now in many applications. Yani when you add it to the data manager, it's available to you in any view, in any table, in any, you can recall it. So make these things in the other layers, not in the view or in the GUI or in the main class. So now I'll go back to the example. I will fill the combo list with our array list also. So since the data manager was initialized here, maybe I need to go here and say, before I start using it, make it on the very beginning, because I'm going to be using data manager now. So now I can fill the list. I can say depths combo, dot get items. By the way, I can make it an observable list. Dot add all what? Department data manager dot get department codes. So now the array list department codes will fill all the items in the combo. Does that make sense, ya shabab? Any question on this step? Any question? So just to do this quickly, I will put the combo on the top panel of the root border panel. Just we need, of course, to set top. If it doesn't accept it, you need to put it in a panel, okay? But now no code so far. We are not linking the code to this thing. Okay, but at least now we get the departments here. Of course, no action. Right. Next step is to apply what? Action event. Tamam? Action event. I prefer doing this in a separate method. But if you do this in a separate method, some of the variables we are using here must have some kind of a better scope, yani wider scope. Good. So now I can say depths combo dot set on action e. I can say depth changed. Depth change, yani a method I will call whenever you need to change this. Now I'm going to make my method private void depth changed. I will do something here inside it. But I need some kind of wider access to some of those items. So I'm going to go just do these things outside here. Depth combo. This is the first one. Okay. I need maybe also the data manager to be somewhere here. And okay. Depths combo. Is there an error here in the depths combo? Why we do this? Because Abdo, I'm going to access them from the method here. Okay. Combo box. Okay, here, depths combo. Okay, now it's fine. I need the table view also to be available to me. Later, when we use screen builder, we don't need this. We don't need to work with this because all of them will be will have a global scope. What else I need to do now? I don't know what I need to do, but what I think is that now I have access. I need to know which department selected. Okay. Which department selected. I can ask the data manager. I can update the table. Does that make sense? Good. Right. Let us here go before we set all the data to the table. You see this table set items. I can call a private method show all employees. I'm just gonna call this method. Let me show it to you. Show all employees is gonna be a private method here. Private void show all employees. Okay. Now in that method, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and put it here. And now it's better. I am gonna call this method whenever I want to show all employees. Does that make sense here, Shabab? Does that make sense? Instead of doing this in the code every time I need it, I can now show all employees. Right. Let us see if the things work, still work. Okay. Definitely we missed something. Combo here, set up, depth combo. Okay. I need to add the O, not to remove the O. Okay. Run. Okay. Table is working. And now we need to respond to this change. How to respond to this change? We have this in the data manager. So I first need to get string, the name of the department. Okay. Selected depth equals what? What is the here? Depth combo dot get selected selection model, get selected item. It will be a string. Now, you know, in our data manager, we have what? We have a list that you request the employees of a certain department, right? So now I need to get this list. I'm copy pasting the code again, if you see here. Okay. I will call it depth employee list. And here I'll call what, ya Shabab? I'll call the data manager get department employees. I need to send the selected department. هو على طول عارف ايش. What do I need? Okay? It knows what I want to do. Good? Does that make sense here? We are setting our data list now. Now we need to update the table. Let me see if this is going to work. And okay, we are putting the depth employee list in the table, not the entire employee list. So here, this method, when it calls the department data manager, it will get only the employees of one department. This one, we need this one when you only change the combo instead of all departments. Let us see if things work or, okay. Here now, marketing, perfect. EX, perfect. See, the list changes from the table. If you want to make a checkbox like show all, I can add one new here. You can add your own, by the way. And you can add one to the list and you say all. Okay? We will do it, wallah. We can do it, yani. Okay? Combo, get items. Let me do it. I didn't thought I'm going to make depth combo. Okay? Dot get items. Get selection. Get items. Add. I can say all if you want. All. Only this, all. This is one way of doing it. Yesterday I did it using checkbox, if you remember. صح ولا لا, right? Now I'm going to add one to the high. What I should do here now? يلا قولوا لي. Okay? It's up to you. It depends on the example, which one to use. I just give you both. You are a grown up. It's your decision. Now what to do here now? If what? يلا قولوا لي. If selected depth dot equals ignore case to what? All. What to do? show all employees. Right? Else do this. Does that make sense يا شباب? So يعني if it's all, show all employees, you have the method here, right? Else, go ahead and see what is the selected department and only show the filtered list of those departments. Let us run. Hopefully this thing works. Great. Marketing, external relations, all perfect. Any question? We will see in another example how to add, update, delete, but there is no difference between what we saw in a previous tutorial when we added or deleted things from a list view or the table. We will build a panel or do that in many other ways. Next tutorial will be doing exactly the same example or a similar one, but using scene builder and controls.